do a morning analysis together. It's definitely not the morning, but it's before New York session. It's it's currently London session. But let's do a quick analysis to see what is going to happen. I'm going to start with gold because I don't know, this is the most challenging thing for me to trade at the moment. Just reading the price section is definitely challenging me. But let's do a analysis on it anyway. Well, on the 4 hour, we can see again price is broken out of this zone. It never broke below this low or this low here. To say that gold is truly bearish, I'd want to see it start breaking these lows that are here, because it did end up consolidating in this area and pushing out, but you know, I could be wrong. What's this? I saw this tool get used the other day. I just want to play around. Let's play around and see if anything can make it easier for me to read gold. Where's the little volume things? Okay, this thing. Hello? Can this only be used like as a low time frame thing? Because I want to see it on a higher time frame. No. Okay, I don't like that. Let me use the one that I'm actually familiar with. Hold on. I'm more familiar with this one here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Price consolidated here. Price has pushed off at this point. So that's interesting. The way that price has reacted to this point. Then I'm going to note that out then if that is the area where there's the highest volume. But yeah, it makes sense that all the high volume would be here because price did consolidate here for a long time. I'm going to get rid of this because obviously I don't want it to crowd up my analysis. I'm going to do another one in this push here to just understand what is going on. Okay, yeah, here that makes sense because that is where the consolidation is. Maybe that tool isn't that good. Maybe it's just showing me that where the consolidation is. But regardless, we can see that there was high volume at this point, which is, of course, interesting. A lot of things going on here. So we have price pushing out of this consolidation, indication, correction, continuation, possibly. I wouldn't want to take an entry until price gets above here just because of the way price is moving here, unless I see some clean structure on the 1 hour or the 30-minute. Sorry. Because if I'm looking at the 15-minute or the 5-minute to try and find structure for this huge move, I'm saying huge because this is something that's happened over like a month. So if I move to the 5-minute and the 15-minute, there's nothing saying that that's just not price making a new leg to make a bearish movement. There's not really any clear highs and lows in this range other than this low here and this high here. Other than that, there's nothing clear, which I'm absolutely hating right now because it's just trickling down almost, not giving me any structure on the 4 hour. And the 4 hour has been really, really nice to read gold on, and it's just not really giving me that. So it's fine. We obviously have this big push here where price had a really sharp reaction off at this point here, and obviously price has now pushed below here and made a correction, so we could look at taking an ICC indication correction continuation here. The only reason why I'm skeptical is because, again, the high volume is here, but not only the high volume, because price did consolidate here before, so I don't know, I just don't have high conviction that price is going to give me a nice push. It'd be really I guess we have had a push here, but just the way that price moved in this area before, I'm not sure. But anyway, I could be wrong. Could definitely be wrong. And maybe I'm looking too far in the past. That's definitely a possibility. Let's move to the 1 hour because I kind of feel like the 1 hour might be a little bit clearer. So again, look, this whole area here, I'm absolutely hating. Like, I'm just absolutely hating. We did have somewhat of an indication, correction, continuation, but again, there's no displacement. And I think that's maybe the hardest thing is where price doesn't properly push. It obviously has shown like an indication, correction, continuation, but it hasn't pushed through that point. So this would be the previous high here that I'd be looking at. And I'd want to see, to be honest, to take any entry, I'd want to see price push to make a new indication here. So this is where my new alert's going to go. I'm going to genuinely clear everything off of my chart now because I I don't care for anything else other than what's happening right now. I want to know if price is going to break the high on the 1 hour, or is it going to break the low on the 1 hour? And that should tell me who has the most control in this area. Like, is price going to push back into that previous consolidation, which is down here, or is it going to actually push up and potentially have that high time frame ICC set up? That's what I want to see. Okay, look, we've got some clarity. Okay, I think I looked it and actually did that analysis pretty alright. So yeah, I want to know, is price going to push above here, or is it going to push below here? I'm going to make these 2 points because they are my focal points. I'm going to remove this line because, you know what? We don't care for the line. It's not necessary. I'm going to make these 2 points extra dark so that they're my focus. So, and have it like this. And that's what I tend to do for things that I think are of most importance. So I just want to see, is price going to break here, or is it going to break below here? And I want to see a new indication. If price is going to give me a bullish indication, I actually want to see it break out of this area, because I don't want to see, because this is not smooth price action. It's pretty choppy in my opinion. Obviously it's trickling down, but it doesn't look nice. It does not look nice. So yeah, I'm going to delete all of this. I'm just going to keep the most important areas, which I'm going to say is here, because we can see that previously we have had a nice push, a bullish push once price gets above this level. So even when we are looking at taking buys, could potentially look at taking them within this area. But yeah, that's my idea for gold. I'm actually pretty proud of the way I analyzed that. Did I eat? I think I did. I think that actually worked out really well. Okay, NASDAQ. Oh, I'm having trouble with this as well, because again, we haven't got any real power showing. And to be honest, it makes sense in the state that the economy is at, which is like, I'm really grateful that I keep up with the economic news, because it helps me understand why price is doing this. And because, the government's reopened, we haven't got any data out from the US, and there's all of this controversy going on with Trump at the moment. So I feel like everything's a little bit sensitive. Everything's not moving very much. So, and we also could potentially be having a reversal on the DXY. I'll just quickly show that and we can analyze it a bit together. But I want to be looking at the daily. I always like to keep with the high time frames on the DXY. Let's actually go to the weekly analysis that I've already done. Oh, hold on. Okay, looking at the DXY, you can see that price had been moving down, and it does look like it's somewhat reversing. So we could potentially, that could be a reason why we're seeing price move like this, because it's not very definitive in its direction. But yeah, obviously it's pushing up and it's respecting this dynamic support level here. It disrespected this bullish one, but it's respecting this one, and this one does seem to have more touch points on it. So that is a positive. What was I on? I was on NASDAQ. Yes, and NASDAQ is breaking out of this dynamic support level here, which we had a few touch points on the higher time frame. Let's zoom out. Yeah, we had a lot of touch points on this area here, so price has obviously broken out of it, which is great, and it did have a few reaction candles at that area, so it had been testing it a few times. So I guess we could say that it's bearish. But let's go back to the daily analysis that I had for it. And we're looking at gold right now. Let's go back to NASDAQ. So yeah, obviously NASDAQ is showing bearish movement, but I really do just want to see displacement through. When I say displacement through, I feel like I'm explaining it with my hands. Hold on. I want to see price shoot through this area. Obviously it's wicking lower, and it does look like it's actually making candle closes lower here, which is a good thing. It's definitely positive. We've got the lower highs here, which is all supporting that it's going bearish, but I want to see displacement through so I can get an indication so that I can take the correction and continuation, ideally. But yeah. Yeah, that's really all I want to see. So to set my alerts, I'm going to set one here. I'm going to move this alert here, because I feel like those are my two areas where I have the most interest. Is just seeing, is price going to break this high, or is it going to start breaking this low properly? Hopefully, if I do see price break this low, it will give me a lower high as well. And yeah, I just feel like I want to see an indication, to be honest, before I think about taking anything, because I've taken a trade here, and I also looked at potentially a trade here. So I don't want to keep trading in between that range, because then that's really just trading the consolidation. Well, I guess it's not really consolidation, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm really just, yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait for Nasdaq to give me something better. So let's journal. So I guess I'll leave my morning analysis at this. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Let me know what you're looking for. Hopefully, I can see some new indication and some strong movement from either Nasdaq or gold. But yeah, just wait and see. Anyway, I'll speak to you later today. Please leave any advice in the comments if you have any as well. Bye.